Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining me once again. This is another beer review, Hoggie's Quick Beer Reviews, and today we are drinking a beer from Scotland. This is called the Wee Heavy from Belhaven. Belhaven's Wee Heavy, handcrafted Scottish ale, is what it says on here. For those who don't know, a Wee Heavy is the actual style of beer. It's also known as a Scotch ale. Not to be confused with a Scottish ale. They're technically two different categories. Scotch ales tend to be higher in alcohol content and maltier brews. They're known as Wee Heavies in Scotland. The name obviously is carried over. This is Belhaven's Wee Heavy. I've only had one beer before from Belhaven. That was their draft ale. I forget the exact name of the brew. I had that on tap a few months ago. But, in the last review I mentioned that I was going to start laying off the IPAs and exploring different styles, different types of beers, styles I'm not too familiar with or haven't had before, just to, vary the palate and bring you guys something different. Because I've done, 15, 20 IPA reviews, and just typical lagers and regular ales. So I'm going to start doing different things. And I saw this today, and I said, you know what? Screw it. I've only had one Scotch ale before, and that's the Sam Adams variant. I've only had, 2 or 3 of those because they only come in the Brewmaster's mix variety packs. So this will be kind of a new thing. And on top of that, it's been windy and chilly here. So this richer, maltier brew will definitely help warm things up. And of course, I am trying out my brand new snifter. This is an accepted piece of glassware for this style of beer. So this will be nice. I should hopefully be enjoying this beer, sipping it slowly within a few minutes. That's if I like it. We shall see. I'm not necessarily a fan of malty beers, but we'll see how this works out. Now, Belhaven's Wee Heavy, punched up on Beer Advocate here, gets an A- overall, and that's out of 463 reviews. The Bros give it an A. That's an outstanding beer. And of course, it's Belhaven Brewery, United Kingdom, Scotland, categorized as a Scotch ale / Wee Heavy at 6.5 ABV. Okay? And again, the bottle tells you right here, handcrafted Scottish ale, 1 pint, 0.9 fluid ounces, 6.5 alcohol by volume. Take a look at that again, and the cap is a plain gold cap, so we're not saving this one. Reading the back here, brewed at Scotland's oldest surviving independent brewery, Wee Heavy has a rich, deep flavor that derives from the greater proportion of malted barley to hops, which categorized Scottish ales of the 19th century. A beer to be sipped, savored, and fully respected. The Belhaven Brewery, Dunbar, Scotland. Okay? So, that's that. Snifter, beer. Let's see how this works out. And yes, it does smell malty. And you know what? I'm just going to pour this guy right down the middle. See what happens. Now, how do you like that? I think I over poured it on the snifter. I don't think you're supposed to pour that much in there. I'll work on that next time. But I mean, this thing is a dark reddish brown color. You go off to the side because there's a big window right behind the camera, so I'm looking right into the light. And if you see the light fluctuate a little, it's because it's a little cloudy. So if it gets dark all of a sudden, that's just a big cloud in front of the sun. But yeah, I mean, you get heavy red around the edges and kind of a dark ruby brown in the middle. And there is some sediment floating around in there. But yeah, it looks very nice. Rich brownish reddish color. The head, obviously, even in the snifter, finger plus a head there. Very rich and foamy. And this just smells like a malty beer. A bit of toasted malt, caramel malt, roasted malt, caramel malt. Not a lot of hops in the nose, but there is kind of a grassy undertone to it. And the head is sticking to the glass quite nicely. So, now it could be a little warmer. I had this in the fridge for a couple hours and I took it out. It was out of the fridge about 15 minutes. I don't think it's warmed up enough, but we shall have to make do. It does smell inviting though. So, let's try it. First thing I noticed was the rich, smooth mouthfeel to this beer. It's rich, it has body, but at the same time it is silky smooth. Very welcoming. And it's followed behind by kind of a mix of caramel malt and roasted malt, kind of a caramel roastiness that just hits you smoothly going down. A bit buttery and malty. Oh man, but it's almost a buttery malt. Can't put my finger on a better way to explain that, but it's not your typical, you know, if you get say like a red ale or maybe a malty bock, maybe even a barley wine, something that's really malty. It's not. It's a little different than that. It's actually very, very inviting. That's good though. That is very good. I like that. And yeah, there's barely any hops. It's a little bit of slight earthy bitterness towards the end, just to kind of clean it up as you swallow the last bit of it down. And even though it's a rich body, it's still medium, maybe even on the light side of medium. It's not as hefty as you may think, but it's tasty. And even though it's only 6.5, you do get a little bit of alcohol warmth coming up as well. It's very minor, but it's noticeable. You know, I don't know if I could drink this all the time, but as kind of like a nightcap beer, dessert beer, or just something to sip on in colder weather, this may be just the right thing. I think about it. The hops is more than a hint. It's there, and it provides adequate, almost perfect bitterness to clean things up and close it out. I like this. This is a strong glass half full. I mean, I'm not completely blown away. If you could see that, look at that sticking to the glass, nice lacing there. But I like this. This is going to be very enjoyable. I'm going to have fun with this as I sip this for the next little while. And if you like the style, if you like malty beers, if you like something with a bit of a kind of a smoky, sweet, roasty quality to it, I say pick one of these up and give it a try. You might just like it. And even though it's hard to say from memory, I would almost bet money that this is better than the Sam Adams Scotch Ale. Almost guaranteed. So there it is, guys. Belhaven, Wee Heavy, Scotch Ale. Glass half full, good stuff. Pick it up if you see it, give it a try. And remember, any questions, comments, requests, anything you want to know, anything you want to say, let me know now. I'm doing a Q&A video in a couple of weeks, so post that up and get those questions to me whenever you can sometime soon. Alright? Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and cheers.